Alright, here we go. I'm going to talk about kids on keto. Pregnant moms, kids on keto. Now, I don't like to talk about this subject because people take what I'm saying as if it's scripture, and it's not. Because you must do your due diligence. You must do your own research. I'm not your PhD doctor. I'm just Steph the business. I'm just here to kind of pass on my wisdom and experience through people. My PhD is through working with thousands of people. Not some 28-day study that's subjective, where you're eating 80% of 1,000 calories. That's not ketogenic. And neither is 28 days, and neither is 90 days. It's a life crossover. Lifestyle. So let's get to the kids, right? That's what you guys want to know about. That's what you clicked on. Can kids do keto? Please, yesterday. What are you waiting for? You don't want to do keto? You don't have to do keto, but you better change something. Because kids are fracked up. Asperger's, they're autistic, they're depressed, they got ADD, they're all freaking all over the place. Mood disorders, depression, violent behavior from children? Really? It's not just psychological, guys. It's chemicals. And their bodies are not in a homeostatic balance at all. And every time I talk to people, they're like, I've done everything. And then I'll ask them 3 questions within 3 minutes. And I see holes all over their theory that they've tried everything with their children or themselves. I've always said, your body can only handle 5 grams of glucose to equate 5 grams of insulin safely. So when these numbnuts make comments on my YouTube channel saying, our bodies survive primarily on glucose, you're wrong. And calories matter, calories eat calories. I'm like, why are you commenting on my channel? There is 5 billion bro science, bro fitness dudes that you can buddy up with and, you know, have a bro moment with. This girl is on another level. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Stephanie's still excited. She's still got the energy. But I ain't playing around, y'all. Alright? Go read about diabetes or autoimmune disorder if you don't understand. 5 grams is 1 teaspoon. Your pancreas doesn't do the math beyond 5 grams of glucose. So it over secretes and over pumps out insulin to try to get out glucose, which is glycating. It damages the cell lining. That's what makes us sick and age. Why are children developing type 2 diabetes? You guys don't even know. Learn about that stuff. Don't learn about calories in, calories out. Learn about your pancreas. And learn about insulin. And then let's have a conversation. Children are being exposed to high levels of heavy metals, toxins, pesticides, dyes, colors, MSG, dairy products, commercialized dairy products. Their gut flora is demolished. Your gut flora is bad. You have candida in your vagina. You're giving candida and fungal overgrowth to your children, and they're going cuckoo. So you have to be, you're giving your kids antibiotics for every cold and flu and every little infection. So you have to start thinking, like, if you're going to do keto, then you've got to get out. I don't understand parents are like, you know, I'll put my kids on keto later, you know, that's a process. So I'm like, why? Why is it a process? Why can you do keto overnight, but it's a process for them? Their bodies are so fragile to all of these chemicals and candies and sugars and toxins and breads, their poor little villi and their gut lining, to be destroyed so young because they're being more exposed to toxins and in utero than we were. So they really need to do gaps cleaning out of their, oh, there's the sirens. You know, I can't do a video without a siren. You got to do your kids on keto the correct way. Make sure that they have no problem digesting fats. Make sure there's no infection in their gallbladder. Make sure that they have the proper HCl levels. Make sure they don't have a gut dysbiosis. Make sure that they go to bed early. So everything that I'm saying, make sure that all these problems, that the solution is go to bed early. The solution is proper prebiotic fibers that don't hurt their gut, that aren't hard to digest. The solution is getting out the toxic food and putting in healthy foods. The solution is to make sure that they don't have eczema, that they don't have diabetes. So you're not giving them the wrong healthy foods. And everybody's response to allergenic foods is different. You know, don't give them egg whites. Don't give them high allergenic foods like cheese and nuts. Just don't. Give them fresh, pastured, free-range proteins. Give them organic, freaking produce. Yeah? Learn how to make foods that are tasty, because that's the biggest problem. So you can find things that can be fun for kids, like vanilla and peppermint and, you know, small amounts of cacao in the earlier part of the day so they don't bounce off the ceiling from all that caffeine. You can make lemon muffins and lemon cookies and vanilla things and shakes, coconut milk and coconut flour and flax meal and all these types of things that aren't allergenic, like almond flour and rice flour and sugar and palm sugar and brown sugar and all these sugars that you think are healthy. Yes, fats, ghee, butter. Make sure they have no dairy sensitivities. If they have dairy sensitivity, you can't give them ghee or butter. You cannot. So you're going to have to find other fats like lard or duck or beef tallow and spice it and make the food tasty. Find the right stevia that's debittered if you want to make something sweet, like a muffin or a pancake. You can make keto fun for kids where it's a high-fat diet. So would a child at, 4'11" or 3'11" have 200 grams of fat? No, they would not have 200 grams of fat. And I don't have specific numbers that I'm going to say on the internet because that's something you guys got to go and do your due diligence. Because until I've worked with many kids, I've worked with kids, but until I've worked with many kids, I'm not going to put the guidelines of what I think is the best in a video. I'm just saying that yes, keto can be done with children and breastfeeding mothers and children and babies being formed in the belly if you make sure that your health is on point, correct, and the discipline of your children is on point. Because if you don't have your children connected to circadian rhythm and they're refeeding on carbs every other day, and I'm telling you have them eat this many grams of fat and this much these ketogenic macros, then you're putting your kids at risk. You're putting your kids at risk anyway by giving them bread and milk. So, what's the difference? But they're not my kids, so you've got to take care of and learn as much as possible. I did it, you can do it. Okay, guys, do you want to learn more? Yes, the question is, yes, children can do keto. And it is amazing to help with allergies and skin issues and candida and thrush and mood disorders and depression and violent behavior and schizophrenia and epilepsy and arthritis and diabetes for children and cancer. It is profound. It's profound in nature. But you guys have to do your due diligence. And you have to be on point correct with and be a model for your kids. Because I'm not going to give you the guidelines. I'm just going to tell you that it is possible if you do it the correct way. And the correct way takes a lot of research. Okay, guys, you want to learn more? How to get into ketosis? You want to get inspired? Because I just got started. Yeah? I got past all the people whining about nuts and cheese and no caffeine. That was like a good 2 solid years, a lot of crying about it. But now people are realizing that you're not adapting until you start realizing that the body's more complex than once thought. Go to StephaniePerson.com, Stephanie the Business Person on my Facebook fan page, Stephanie Ketogenic on my Instagram, Steph the Business, spelled with a Z, with business, on my Periscope, and you can talk to me live. I have new downloadable diets. that I work my ass off for. I'm going to work with more children. I'll create a children meal plan, but not now. Down the road. All right, I'm out, and I'm stoked.